Welcome back. In this video we're going to do the countAllWith method. So we see the countAllWith method here. We're passing an array and we're passing a string literal to this method. And what we're going to be counting is the number of words that have this anywhere inside of the word. So here when we're looking at the things array, I'll bring it up down here, but so here's our things array, the contents of our things array, and we can see that car has an R in it. We can see that barn has an R in it, and we can see that cartoon has an R in it. So 3 of all those words has an R in it. So once we write our method, we would expect this to be a 3. When we go through the animals array looking for R, we can see in all of these there's no R anywhere. So we would expect that value to stay to at a 0. And then looking for S's in the animals array. And again, this is just a string literal I've printed that could have had an error in it. But here you can see animals is passed with the S. So indeed that's what the method's going to be counting. So if we look at the contents of the array method, of the animals array, we can see this has an S, that's 1. Here's another S in sheep, that's 2. So we should expect to see a 2 for that last value. So I think we had 3, 0, and 2, and we can always go and look at our sample here, and we see the 3, 0, 2 there as well. So we go over to our string array methods. We can see the array that we're going to be receiving, and here's the string, and it's still called target, but this time it's not a full word, it's just that segment of a word. And so I can't use the strictly equals like I used before. That's going to compare the whole string to the whole string, but I can use index of. I want to be counting, so again I want to create that counter. Start my for loop, and we can use whatever variable we want here if you prefer a different variable. Maybe we'll on the next one we'll stop making this L variable. So that gets the element, and when do I want to count it? I want to count it if that word that I just got out of the array, if the index of this target that was passed to me, this thing, if I look in L for the index of that, if I get anything greater than or equal to 0, then that means it's in there. So again, going back down here, and we're looking for AR. When I am looking in car, AR occurs, or the index of AR is index 1. So remember, it returns, this index of returns to me the first index value of where that string occurs within the larger string value. So C is at 0, A is at 1, R is at 2. And so AR begins at 1, and so this will return to me a 1. So that means this will end up asking if 1 is bigger than or equal to 0 for that example. When we go in here, in house, and look for R, we never find it. So when house is L, L.index of will be a -1, and that's not bigger than or equal to 0, so this is going to be false. So when it's bigger than or equal to 0, we know it occurs in the string, and those are the things we want to count. Do this, we'll return the counter like before. I'll compile this. So again, else we want to keep going, or we don't want to do anything. There's nothing to run here. I need to go to the tester to run. Oh, I want to clear my output. We've got our 302. We're counting those things accurately. I just want to show you one more thing we could do. Let's do this. So index of, again, returns the index of where it finds target. We could make an integer variable. And the only reason I'm doing this is to show you, using the debugger, show you the values. So sometimes you can go overboard with making the variables and it can make things more confusing. It's a lot more to manage. But like I said, I want to go and I just recompiled this and I want to go back to my tester right here and just show you with the debugger once again. I'm going to step into that method. And then once I'm here, I can step down. So I can see I'm looking for R. I can see I'm looking in the things array. And now, because I've made that variable, I can see the value. So right here, it's saying -1. That's when it's comparing R, or looking for R in the word house. You can see here what L is. L is house. And so you can see all your variables here, which is nice. So we can see index of is -1. So we're going to skip that one and not count it. So you saw I didn't do the count ++. Here it tells us that R is in that second word that we were looking at, car I think it was, at index 1, so we count it. Now we're looking at cell phone. That's going to have index of -1, so we skip it, we don't count it. Now we're looking at tree. Tree doesn't have R, so we get a -1 and we don't count it. Then we get the word barn. The AR in barn also starts at index 1, so we count it. We get cartoon, that's also at index 1, as it turns out. We could have certainly, the index of target could certainly be different index values, but all of these, the AR started at index 1, so we count it. We're done with our array, and we return the counter, and then we print that 3. Don't be afraid to use the debugger. Remember that watching these videos is not enough. You've got to do the coding on your own and work through the errors and practice even after you've watched someone do something. It is very worthwhile for you to do it on your own as well. All right, happy coding.